Hello and welcome to the Shinies, the Golden Coin Awards show celebrating the best community contributions of year 2. Thank you all so much for being here. From an outside perspective, this year probably looked pretty slow, but to be honest, a whole lot was going on behind the scenes. Stuff that I think means a lot for Bro Up as a channel. But more on that later. The Golden Coin Awards were conceived out of a need to recognize and celebrate our fans. A motley crew of mentally ill, gender-confused weebs who have shown tremendous support for a channel that is basically dead. But like all dead things in the arcade, you refuse to stay dead. Instead, you continue to sprint up and down these halls, sharing your thoughts, jokes, and creations with anyone damned to listen. It's because of you that we're still alive today. Since some of you are probably already skipping around in the timeline to find out if you've won something, I'll get us started. Here are the nominees for Most Adorable Pet. Mayo's cat, Jimmy. Limey's cat, Juno. No relation to my dog, Juno. And the winner is Jimmy. Congratulations. Mayo has chosen to pass his award to the runner-up, Juno. No, not that Juno, Limey. In case you didn't know, operators are disqualified from winning. Don't worry about them, I try to buy them Steam games when I can, however we do allow fans to nominate operators for honorable mentions. This year, the honorable mention for Most Adorable Pet goes to Huzz cat, Squeaks. Juno already gets too much attention as it is. You know, folks outside the arcade looking in often get the wrong impression of Bro Up and its fans. They see one or two jokes out of context and assume we're something worse. It makes me sad, but it's okay. The vibe of this place has always been a sort of extended inside joke. One that's hard to explain without making it sound awful, and all the funnier for it. In the spirit of contextually obscure green text, screen caps, and sound bites, here are the nominees for Best Quote. I usually like to go full femboy fishing all day, said by Julius, captured by Shakuras. The takeaway here should be that I want Velma to see me in my crotchless, flame-pattern rage pajamas any day, regardless of what shade she is on the Family Guy terrorist chart. Said by me, captured by Poppy Noodle. I wonder if there's a way, using shit like gene editing, to create a person who can only ever experience Boss Baby on loop for their entire life. But why? I believe in unjust suffering. Said by Shakuras and Spectrum. Captured by Shakuras. And the winner is What the Fruck Bottom Text by Poppy Noodle. So this award goes to Poppy, not me, but for context, I was talking about how butthurt people are over Velma being drawn as a brown woman in a show nobody's gonna watch anyway, so, you know, don't get me started if you value your time. Likewise, this honorable mention goes to Spectrum, a user who is not even a member of our community, yet gets quoted here constantly. Spectrum, if you're listening, I need you to join our Discord or fuck off. Eat shit and die. Please join our Discord. In our channel, I Made This, people share everything from selfies to memes to webcomics and more. But occasionally someone makes a meal for themselves and shares it to the server, and in doing so makes the rest of us hungrier than we could ever imagine for something just out of reach. Here are the nominees for Most Delicious Looking Food. Originally, Mayo's Pasta Primavera was our only nominee, until Mayo nominated Fennekin's Stir Fry to compete. And the winner is Fennekin and his Stir Fry. As an honorable mention, I'd like to recognize Mayo for his incredible sportsmanship in nominating Fennekin to compete. Outstanding move. For a long time, our server didn't have a dedicated shitpost section because I, like a boomer, actively suppress things I don't understand. This was a mistake. Though my generation invented joke memes, many of you who are younger than me have transformed them into absurd, almost Kafkaesque genre of comedy. I can't do that. I can barely say Kafkaesque. Here are the nominees for Best Image Meme. Julius with Made a Dumb Little Funny. Poppy Noodle with Feet. Shakuras with Ohio. And Poppy Noodle, again, with White Supreme. You may be wondering if it's fair for a person to be nominated twice. My answer is, I don't know. And the winner is Shakuras with Ohio. An honorable mention goes to Poppy Noodle for White Supreme because I was there for that one. I have the context for it, and it still doesn't make sense. One of the biggest problems with the Golden Coin Awards is that it's somewhat biased towards the artistically inclined people in our server. I hope to fix that in the future, and would love to hear your suggestions for prize categories. But when it comes down to it, Artists are OP, and that's not a bug, it's a feature. Here are the nominees for Best Graphic Artwork. Casey with Garth Stetson, Hominid Tonight. Full of Teeth with Malzeno. Julius with Made Last Year in January. And I Like to Fare with This Is What Losing 70 Pounds Does to a Motherfucker. And the winner is Julius and his unnamed art made last year in January. An honorable mention goes to Fair for allowing me to use this post as a nominee in the art category. It takes a lot of balls to post your body on the internet like that. Heavy, swinging balls that demolish everything in their path, including my own personal self-esteem. Fair lost 70 pounds, and I found them. While the arcade is the name of the bro-op community, it's also the primary setting for the channel's lore, headcanon narratives, fanfictions, and theory crafting. Here are the nominees for Best New Arcade Lore Entry. OGWASD with The Gambit Hall. Shakura Zender with Project Monies. And the winner is whatever that is. Shakuras is far better read in the genres of analog horror and internet creepypasta than I am, and as a result, his interpretation of the arcade leans more towards the influences of SCP. His refreshing perspective has injected a ton of detail and complexity into the world building, and we thank him for it. As an honorable mention, I'd like to recognize OGWASD. Arcade lore had slowed down a little bit for a while, probably due to me restructuring the Discord around the arrival of the forum feature, and OG came in, fascinated by arcade lore, and provided some of his own. And it's really started things back up nicely, so thank you. While many of the illustrations shared by arcade normies feature characters, not all of them focus solely on character design itself. This year there were enough character-focused submissions to merit a separate category. Here are the nominees for Best Character Artwork. A Tech Priest with a Flamer by Shakuras. Look, it's Oppo by Poppy Noodle. Achtung by Julius. And the winner is Shakuras with his Tech Priest and amazing angle work. Just in case any of you were wondering, yes, we did in fact rig the voting. As a matter of fact, we rigged it against Shakuras so that he wouldn't completely sweep this year. Still, if you have any complaints, please direct them to Shakuras. Everyone agrees. Memes are fucking stupid. But there's something flattering about seeing a friend take a few minutes out of their day to bully you with a captioned JPEG. So when someone goes out of their way to make an entire video dissing on you, well, at least for me, it's a roast that warms the heart. Here are the nominees for Best Video Meme. Three Skin by Jim Silver. Bang Shoot by Poppy Noodle. Jesse Band by Shakuras. And the winner is Three Skin by Jim Silver. An honorable mention goes out to Artemis, an on-again, off-again frenemy of the channel who went through the trouble of recording our recent VHS series of Elden Ring videos onto VHS. Nobody asked for it, but fuck it, it's cute. And finally, the award for Best Group Artwork. One of the very first pieces of bro-op fan art we ever received was an illustration of our Starbound characters in a familiar scene. Like many of the members of this community, we'd created memories together playing a game and role-playing characters, but didn't exactly have a group photo to remember those moments by. For this reason, I really can't get enough of seeing the group artwork that our fans have shared. And the nominees are Daryl Starburst and Crew by Casey, Zomboid Gang by Julius, Eclipse Phase Group from Sour Diesel. And the winner is Eclipse Phase Group. I realized later that Sour Diesel, who is an excellent artist, isn't actually the artist behind this piece. Another member of the Eclipse Phase Group actually created this. However, the artist has passed on the Steam gift, and so Sour Diesel will be accepting the award in their stead. So, what's next? Well, to get serious for a second, year 2 was the year I discovered that I have ADHD. That alone isn't the reason for the various delays and lapses in content, but when you think about it, it kind of always has been. I'm now taking medication and learning new techniques to keep myself accountable to my friends, my family, and to you guys, the arcade. And once those techniques are perfected, I hope to return to a productive stride and finish several of the series we never brought to a close. I'm also very proud of how our D&D game is turning out. So if you've tuned out from Bro-Op due to our recent content shift, well, I hate it for you. I used to be terrified of playing D&D, and now I've realized it's the easiest bro-op stream I've ever prepared. Plus, I think the world of Aethervice offers more opportunities to tie up narrative loose ends than you guys have even realized. I want to thank you for your patience and your support. It can't be easy finding a new YouTube channel only for the creator to switch gears so soon and abandon the series you like the most. But at least now, I know why I do that. I also want to thank those of you who have supported us financially on Nexus. The memberships feature of Nexus is still a work in progress, and now that I am no longer actively developing that feature, I'm going to give the Discord membership system a try. If you're currently pledged to us on Nexus, I will continue to honor your rewards, but I would love to work together as we make this transition to Discord. Alright, that's it. Shaq, play some award show music or something.
Welcome to the Cum Zone. Only come inside anime.
God damn it.